No question for players. Nick, what's tough in that swing? I mean, you kind of had one purpose there. You got it done.
Yeah, I was hopefully looking for Luke and Shaw to get on, and obviously the ballpark wasn't carrying that well, and that pitcher did a really good job of mixing up stuff, and I was lucky enough to just see an elevated slider and put it in play.
Your perspective on that swing too, just in the dugout in that moment. I mean, it seemed like this thing was destined to continue on, and so.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows Nicky's a great hitter, and he's definitely one of the best hitters in the country. And you never want your guy to be down to 2 strikes with 2 outs and anything like that. And I was talking to somebody in the dugout. I'm like, if he gets an elevated slider, this game's over. So, we got a lot of trust in Nicky, and, he does what he does.
Talk about your involvement in both your team's wins, just going, I think more than 2 innings in both those games, just obviously bringing an intense emotional approach to the game.
Yeah. I had a slow start to the season, and I feel like I'm starting to feel my groove finally. We got a great offense, and we're known for our offense. And they haven't been hot the last 2 days, and they've been hot the whole season, so it's about time we pick them up. And, it's just me doing my part, just like everybody is.
Anything else for players? Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And we'll open it up for questions for Coach. Coach, I think that game was a perfect example of just doing everything it takes to win. It comes down to one swing, going to sad cool, out of the pen, just doing whatever it takes to advance one more day. You just kind of speak to that kind of, do or die type of mentality.
Yeah, I mean that's a great baseball game. I know. Will and his group are hurting right now as they should be. We would be on the other end too, but they played an unbelievable baseball game. Kaminska was awesome. Shanneman, I'm so ready for that guy to be out of college because he eats our lunch every time we face him. I was hoping he threw about 80 pitches yesterday, so we didn't have to see him today. But just a really, really tough baseball game. A lot of emotion on both sides. The crowd was awesome. That was going to boil down to a play or a pitch or whatever it was. And, we were fortunate. Nicky Lowe got a pitch elevated. And, I told him last weekend, I think that guy's, along with Anderson, along with Matthews, those guys are some of the best hitters, not only in our conference, but in the country. And so, Shanneman made one mistake. It stayed up. His stuff was electric today. It stayed up, and Nicky Lowe got him. But what a great baseball game. And that's what it's about this time of year. Find a way to win. And I was really proud of our arms. They've taken a little bit of flack this year because, we've got writers at home talking about how they give up 10 runs every game and we have to score more, and for them to come out when it really matters, when the season kind of hangs in the balance and keep us in there and give us a chance. I'm really proud of the toughness and Coach Morrison and Coach Papp and how they've developed that mentality with those guys.
How unusual was that to play to win a low-scoring game like this? You guys seem like you do it on the other side. Is there a different kind of vibe to winning it in this fashion?
Yeah, I grew up in the Big 12. I played at Kansas State. I like Big 12 football. I like when it's 85-72. Those are my kind of games, and it seems like we played a lot of baseball games that look like that this year. But yeah, I think, we had a conversation. I mentioned this last night. We had a conversation probably 2 weeks ago, and I told them, I said, boys, you love each other. This group has spent a lot of time together. I don't care if you're hitting 390 or 190. I don't care if you're pitching at a 12 or at a 1. Nothing matters moving forward. Just find a way. Refuse to lose. Find a way to win, and just lay it on the line. Because I promise, and this is something I learned really from Coach Childress and all of his kind of disciples throughout coaching is, man, it's not about pretty, and people don't remember your stats 20 years from now. They're going to remember the trophies. They're going to remember the dog piles. They're going to remember the memories that you make together. And this group's done that. There's no secret. There's some draft picks here. We're going to lose some guys this year, but they're just laying it out there for each other. And I couldn't be more proud of their effort. I would be saying the same thing if we'd have lost 2-1 today. Just the way we competed throughout the day, the unselfishness for a guy like Jason Savicle to put his cleats down and run down to the pen. I mean, that speaks to the character of this group, and I'm really proud to coach them.
you speak to the crowd's involvement in this game? Was there a moment where you felt like it affected something, or it was maybe different than what you guys had seen from points this year?
I tell you what, I told our guys this out in the pregame thing. I remember catching for K-State in Lincoln, and when the Go Big Red chant starts, you're literally trying to remind yourself to catch the baseball when you're behind the plate. It's one of the best crowds in the country, and they showed up tonight, and they were electric, and they were hanging on every pitch. I thought they were outstanding, and I think that's really good for us, regardless of what side we were on. We talk about why we went down and played Ole Miss this year, and that at the time, that's when Ole Miss really had it going. They were ranked 4 in the country, and there was 8,000 people at the game. So that's why you go down there. So then in a game like tonight, it's not the first time some of these kids have seen that, and hopefully our season gets to continue next week, and depending on where we go, you could be in a similar atmosphere. So I thought the crowd was awesome. I've always loved the Nebraska fans. They'll give it to you, man. They'll wear you out, but they know baseball, and they get it, and they cheer for the Huskers hard, man. And it was a fun environment to play in tonight, and I think our boys were pretty present and didn't let the game get too big for them.
Anything else, Coach? Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.